Hi all. Didn't really plan on making episode two. But I was asked, what are your thoughts? So I'm gonna try to keep this one quick. Is episode two better than episode one? In my humble opinion, that it is a lot better. Is the story put together? No. Um, I think we're starting to get to a story, but we'll see. Let's get into it. I did make my notes as usual. Um, the reason I enjoy it a lot more is that Bria stopped playing to the camera as much as she could. Um, the the extra unnecessary dice rolls, they definitely stopped. Um, the story, like I said earlier, it's we're starting to get somewhere, I think. But the first 2 hours of it, my face looked like Matt's face. I have no clue what's going on for the first 2 hours. Um, but we start out by leaving the city after we have. I'm just going to kind of talk about the story this time. After we have escaped the nameless ones, we've ransacked their place, double crossed them. We're leaving town. We get to the gates, which gives us our first little jewel, where Amy's character goes off and does her own little side thing during the fight. Which, if you like that kind of humor, you'll enjoy it. Um, it's pretty good. We leave town finally. We see the bad guys right out of town. We're camping. We do now learn even more for those of us who had already figured it out. We do know that the circlet is definitely connected to the Spider King Loth. It is a vestige. Bria uses this opportunity to tell Amy's character, hey, this is a really bad item, through her patron, her twin. And they have a bit of an argument, and we find out what happens with that later on. We move on over to the Ashari, uh, which Bria's Ashari are dumb. I, I I really wish there was a better way to describe it. She's basically taking a group of very brilliant tribal people and turn them into useless, moronic people. Like, I'm not sure why that was her decision to go. Um, it seems really disrespectful the way she's treating the Fire Shari. Um, Liam's character gives them the residuum. They're like, oh, okay, whatever, it's residuum. We could care less. I watched campaign one. I understand residuum is a really big deal. It's used for some very serious stuff. Fire Shari could care less, even though they are apparently connected with Keyleth, but they don't seem to understand, like, hey, this is a big deal. Percy would like to know. Percival would like to know. Whatever. So it's at this point that Robbie's character is like, I don't want to tell them about this circlet thing that we have, because right now they don't seem to even give a rip about the residuum. So why would we tell them about this? As they're bickering back and forth, she lets the leader of the Fire Shari make a roll. They roll a natural one. And they don't notice anything. They don't notice Matt's character is holding this big behind crate that they now got bananas wrapped around it. I'm not really sure why we got bananas wrapped around it, but now it went from being in a bandolier to in a crate with bananas. Don't know why. Whatever. Um, so they don't notice they're arguing about something in that box. Like, that didn't require a roll, in my opinion. It's like it's an evil thing, if you will, and as a leader of a fire shard, I would think you have enough magical being and understanding and essence and presence that you could, that thing's 5 feet away from you, you should be able to feel it. But the way she's treating it right now is you got to be like a foot beside it, like like inches beside it, and then you can feel its power, whatever. So they're completely ignorant of this box in front of them. They don't care about residuum. They don't have any information they can tell the party, and the party's looking like, why are we here? This was a waste of time. So we move on to the next section where it's, they actually talk to like two of the Fire Shari troop that had survived from an attack from the exact area they had been in, which was tying back into the original backstory, which we haven't learned anything about. So we transition, like I said, into now there's an earthquake. It creates this great big tremor. The party goes, well, should we help them? I guess, but it feels like we're getting nothing out of this. Whatever. So they go and they help. This is where it becomes con save central. Make a bunch of con saves to give people fatigue, which, as you get so much of that and you just die. So I'm just like, it's kind of weird that you're trying to kill your players off. But she keeps joking about that, which is kind of really crappy DMing. And like, this is my world now. It's really trash. Then anyway, so we get to this crater, and I'm describing what it is, and then, boom, I drop out my map because, oh my God, I made a map. Look at me. The map is there. I got my characters out. They're like, okay, well, I'm doing this. Oh, no. Well, the map is just there. Ignore the map. You put a battle map down. You didn't put a map down. You didn't put a map to show me, like, this town is here, that town's there, this town's here, there's a waterway here, there's mountains over here. No, you put down a battle map. And now I can't describe what I'm doing on the map because you're saying you're there, but don't worry about it. We're not going to use it right now. Then don't bring it out. What kind of crappy GM does that? Oh, here's my battle map that you're never going to use right now, but I want you to describe everything that you're doing in this exact section. You can't move beyond this section. You're going to be in this section, but we're not going to, I'm not going to move you because, I'm not going to. Weird. Whatever. Amy's character acts, it's like, well, I'm doing this particular action. She's like, all right, well, yeah, sure, you can do that. And she's like, all right, so what am I looking at? Well, you're looking like the map. You bring me back to the map I'm not supposed to be paying attention to. Well, if you're looking at the map, it's, you're looking down into that crater. Like, that's the thing that you're looking at. Like, you see that. Like, you're right. You can see that. Okay, well, I'm going to do this action. Well, this is where we learn that through that argument with her patron or twin, if you will, she no longer has her magic powers. You put them in Con Save Central. Now you've taken one of your players' magic powers. I guess you're trying to do a forward thing in your campaign. Why? I don't understand. But now you just, I took your powers away. Haha, it's funny. No, it's crappy DMing. Luckily, Amy, she goes along with it. But she's going, all right, so I'm going to do this thing. And she's like, well, where are you at? Where are you at on there? She's like, well, I'm right over the crater. Well, no, you tell me where you're at. You said I'm right here. I'm looking down into the crater. I can see this. That's what Amy tells her. Oh, okay. I don't know. I seem like I'm, crapping on this section, but it's really, the role play in this particular area, I should say the joke, is what kind of, is my favorite part of this particular episode. This will be known as the Ash Hole, ASH, after commercial break section. But it's like, don't put a map out if you're not going to use it. And if your player's saying, I'm doing what you said I'm doing, keep track of it. Anyway, so now we get into the jokes about the ash holes, which is pretty funny. But now as a GM, I'm going to also take, Ashley's character, her pet monkey. Monkey wants to go in the hole, so all right, well, I'll lead him to the hole, and now he comes out of the hole. He's no longer, he's now a smoke monster, steam monster. He wants to kill the party, but the other fire shari nowhere to be found. They went out there too, but no one sees a fire shari anywhere. There's no sounds of battle in the background, no nothing. Well, we all went to the same area and they left out ahead of us. Whatever. So they fight Mister, save Mister. The fire shari magically pop up and say, "What were you guys doing? We were just gonna watch the thing." I mean, like, if they didn't want them to go near it, they were monitoring the sigil, and there were that many of them there. Why didn't they stop the party? That whole scene made no sense to me. I'm glad I got a lot of comedy out of it, but the whole scene made no sense. So, as we're leaving that scene, to show just how confused the players are, it's like, I don't understand what we're doing. Matt's character, and I wrote it down, goes, glad we did that because we learned. Amy pops up with nothing. Like, your players are lost. Get your together. Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Anyway, get back to the no brains leader of the fire shari, who then goes, "Hey guy." Oh, they do decide to keep the circle a secret while they're walking back. So we're back at the fire shari leader. She goes, "Hey guys, I need you guys to do me a favor." Amy comes with the fire again. "Why are we doing anything for you? You're basically useless." So, well, we need the help. So she goes, "I need you guys to go and find this guy, Gilmore." I wish you would leave Gilmore alone. Any major characters from campaign 1, could you just not? Could you just not? I want to see episode 3 because I want to know if she screws with Gilmore. Like, leave those iconic characters alone. Don't touch that. Like, you've already done a crappy job. Matt's already been like, no, to adding something to his campaign. Even though you're doing it jokingly, it's like, you're screwing his world. Like, do that in your home campaign, but when you're on the Critical Role Network, don't. But anyway, so now Gilmore's there, and they're going to know him because he's a rune child. That's information he was keeping secret. He was keeping that a secret. The people he cared for the most, Vax'ildan, the man he loved, didn't even know that. That was a big, big secret that came out late on. He's not just telling the fire shari, who you've turned into basically complete imbeciles, who aren't doing their job of maintaining anything. They have zero control over this fire area. They're letting people wander off into runes glowing on the ground. They can provide the party with no information. He's not going to tell them that. I don't know. Am I looking forward to episode 3? Yes. I would definitely say if it wasn't for the Ash hole scene, Amy bringing some of the comedy, Matt bringing some of the comedy, I would have known where this was going. It's, she's trying to finally give us some story. I don't know. The players definitely don't know. We'll find out what's going on next. Let me know your thoughts.